outside of WWE, and they're not doing a good job of pushing those guys. And I don't know. It's a frustrating time to be a fan, I think.
Yeah, Tom, I completely agree with you on that one. I mean, first of all, I want to appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you taking the time, and it's nice to hear another wrestling fan's perspective, especially somebody, with, obviously you sound like somebody who's been listening, watching this business for a very long time. So, and I think you echoed the sentiments of a lot of wrestling fans right now, and that's why they're so, I think that's why it's a good time for other organizations, and I think it's up to us as wrestling fans to support the local shows, support the independent shows, support NXT, even though you're supporting the machine, support Ring of Honor, support Impact, New Japan, all that kind of stuff, because it's important to realize there are other alternatives out there, and for as much as we bitch about it, myself included, I mean, we're still going to watch it. I mean, I'm watching it considerably more condensed now than I was, probably 10 or 11 years ago, but I think Tom made a lot of good points.
Yeah, I wonder if he thought also, we were talking about bringing guys back and making these rematches. Do you think that Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal is one of those examples?
That's brutal. The deadpan delivery, I wasn't sure where you were going with that. Yeah, I'm stoked for that show. It's really good. I think it's important to have the Universal title defended on this show. I think it was a good. Oh. Wait a second.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Survivor Series.
That's Survivor Series. Yeah, no, it sucks. No.
Champion versus champion, bro.
That's the other thing. So now you have Balor versus AJ Styles, right? What were we talking about?
We were at the Cruiserweight tag match. I think we had Kendrick and Gallagher against Alexander and Swan. Did we pick
good
that?
Guys are going to win that one.
I honestly have not followed this feud at all on 205 Live, so I don't know who's been getting the upper hand. So it's literally just a crapshoot for me. So I'll just say the heels win, just to be different.
I hope Rich Swann takes the pin.
That feud's not over, huh?
Nope, it's not over. Don't get mad at me because you're in the New Day, Rich Swann. While we're talking about AJ Styles before and Finn Balor, so now AJ Styles on SmackDown last week, this week I should say, came out in the middle of Jinder Mahal's call out of Brock Lesnar, and said he's next in line. Jinder said he's not worth it, et cetera, et cetera. So obviously you're looking towards, I think next week it's AJ versus one of the Singh brothers.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So now you have AJ show up on TLC. What, taking a loss? No chance. No chance. I mean, listen, they can do anything they want, but I don't think it's right for AJ Styles to be taking a loss going into a feud with a champion. And on this, in the same vein, Finn Balor can't afford a loss either. I mean, these two guys I'm sure they're going to put on a great 11-minute WWE match with a ton of headlocks. It's going to be awesome. But now it's the Demon Finn Balor. Now, do we really need the Demon Finn Balor to wrestle AJ Styles? I thought the Demon was combating Sister Abigail, man. What the hell? Nothing makes sense anymore, Joe. Nothing makes sense. Damn it. Tom really pissed me off, too. He got me thinking, kidding. I like Tom. Tom's a nice guy. What do you think about? Talk about this match. Do something. Just get my mind right.
I think Styles is already coming off a loss, isn't he? Didn't he lose to Baron Corbin on SmackDown 2 weeks ago? And then he lost the U.S. title 2 nights before that, although he wasn't pinned.
Oh, look at this guy with the facts. You're ruining my argument, bro.
No, I thought I was supporting it.
No, I'm just kidding, right?
Because Jinder was saying he's not worthy, and Jinder's almost correct in some senses of the word. He was the U.S. champion, but he lost the title in the triple threat, although he didn't factor in the decision. And then he was beaten by Baron Corbin 2 nights later. So, what is he has to do something, I would think, to justify. I mean, Lord knows they make guys do certain things for, go through matches or whatever it is to get them to earn a title shot. He should have to do something. So I'm not sure if that's their plan for the next feud. And Balor, I can only assume that he was going to win on Sunday against Wyatt, right? And
even though there was Sister Abigail?
I don't know. I mean,
who the hell knows?
Is even Sister Abigail? I don't know what that is.
You've never seen
I thought it was supposed to be a woman, and apparently it's Bray dressed up as a.
You think it's Larry Johnson dressed up as Grandmama? Do you think anybody got that reference?
just you and me.
Yeah, that's really it. Remember when Grandmama was on Family Matters? It was awesome.
Really circling.
You kidding? People love those. We're not going to be over with the main crowd, but let me tell you something. Whoever got that reference, they think better of us.
So I don't know if Finn is in line to face Brock sometime between now and WrestleMania. That has been rumored. I don't know if that's true. So if that's going to happen, you think that you'd have him win. So I'm going to say Finn wins the match.
Yeah. I don't know. I think AJ Styles wins. A part of me wonders if AJ wins because they have Sister Abigail do something like on the screen, to continue the Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail feud. I don't even know.
I can see that.
That's probably the safe play. That way nobody really takes a loss. So I'm going to say AJ Styles wins.
All right. Asuka versus Emma. Go.
Emma.
Wow. Strong. All right. I'll say Asuka.
Emma wins. To me, they're pushing this whole undefeated stuff too much. I really think, I don't know. I think it would be, I don't know. The way Corey Graves talks every week, he's like, oh, she won a trip to the hospital and like all this stuff. I think they're working me. Jerking me. Working.
Yep.
Working.
You don't want that.
No, not. Well, I mean, you do, right? I mean, not by Corey Graves, but.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's do that. So you got Asuka.
You know what's interesting, I guess, by the way?
Nothing on this card?
As we get to the main event here, which is a 5-on-3 TLC match. This is a TLC pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
So I think in years past, they've went out of their way, right, to have at least one TLC match and like a ladder match and a tables match. But on
and
this
a chairs
show,
match. And then remember there was a stairs match once.
Yeah, that one time. But on this show, it's literally just the TLC match, and that's it. There's no other gimmick matches, right, that I've seen. There's just the regular couple singles matches and women's title match, cruiserweight title match, tag match, and now the main event TLC. I just thought that was interesting. I just realized that as I'm looking at the card that there's only one gimmick match. But
yeah, astute observation on your part. I didn't even think about that, and that sounded douchey, but I really meant it. Enzo versus Kalisto would have been a great contender for a ladder match. And then you had Natalya and we good?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I missed something. We had Natalya and Charlotte are fighting over a chair on SmackDown. So I think that's a little strange.
Fighting over a chair?
Yeah.
What were they doing?
They were both from the sit in the chair.
Musical chairs.
Yeah, and they were arguing over the chair. So I was like, man, that'd be a great chairs match on the TLC pay-per-view. The other thing I find, you could have scrapped TLC this year. I think that's a fair assessment, and just made it a very good Survivor Series pay-per-view. You could have done Angle. You could have done Team Shield versus the other team in the Survivor Series match. That would have made more sense. You now have Enzo and his cronies against 4 other guys from the Cruiserweight division. That would have made sense. This is the definition of a throwaway pay-per-view with probably the biggest in-ring return in the last 10 years added onto it as a, it's kind of like when you get new shoes and you're walking around in your new shoes and you step in poop, right? And then you go, you look down and you stepped in the poop and there's a dollar bill next to it. It's yeah, I got a dollar bill, but I still stepped in shit. That's how I feel about this card.
Has that happened to you recently? Did you step in poop and find a dollar bill next to it?
Yeah, it was a week ago.
Oh, okay. What'd you do with the dollar bill? Did you pick it up?
I donated it.
Yeah. So you picked it up?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't in the poop.
It wasn't in the poop?
It was on the grass.
It was on the grass next to the poop?
Yeah, it was on the sidewalk across from me. It was that. The poop is my left foot. I was walking the sidewalk. Grass on the left, grass on the right. Poop was to the left, dollar bill was on the right.
Okay, so there was no poop residue on the dollar bill?
Oh, no, I'm sure there was, or cocaine. And I feel 99% of dollar bills have cocaine residue on them, or poop residue.
This took a dark turn, this conversation.
You want facts, you come to the Enforcers.
Kurt Angle, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins.
Poop dollars. Jerkin bitch, right? Was that show that we just saw a thing?
It's Fred Neffel, Mertz, right? No, nope. Okay.
Rick and Morty, that's what it was.
Versus The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and the returning Kane. What's a bigger return, Kane or Kurt Angle on the show? Kane's running for mayor.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, why not have The Undertaker come back? Let's do that.
Next month, bro. Wait, wait, all right? No spoilers.
Let's get. Oh, damn it! I gave
Come on.
Let's get the Taker back. I don't even know, man. This is so weird, so odd. Is it elimination?
No, I think it's just a TLC match, and there's nothing that they're.
There's nothing.
So
it's a TLC pin match.
Yeah, like the first one that they had with the Shield had rather against Team Hell No and Ryback, where I think there was just a pinfall.
Oh my God, none of this makes sense. So, who can take the pin in this match? Sheamus and Cesaro can take the pin.
Miz could take the pin, and Kane could take the pin. Anyone but Braun should be taking the pin.
Well, ideally, Miz is the IC champion. He shouldn't be taking the pin.
He shouldn't be, but I mean, we've seen that before.
Kurt Angle, you can't have him. You can't have him come back to take the pin. I think the faces win. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ambrose, Rollins, and Angle are going to win.
Yeah.
I would hope that Kane is just there to take the pin. That would make more sense.
I would hope a lot of things, but this card is leaving a lot to be desired.
So, scale of 1 to 10.
I was just going to ask you that. Going into this, 2.5. Yep.
I'll go 3. Round up. I'll round up.
Okay, now take Balor versus AJ off of it.
Oh, come on now.
Just for argument's sake. 1?
Yeah, that pretty much ruins a lot of it.
This is brutal.
It was worse before. So, I mean, you have to say, right? If
it
was Bray
definitely
versus
was.
Balor, it was worse than before.
I agree. I mean, although, like, in a morbid curiosity, I wanted to see what they do with Sister Abigail. I suck. What else? Anything else talk about this week in regards to WWE? Did you watch any of? Did you catch any NXT yet?
No. I've been working until midnight, so that's been my thing.
You gotta quit your job.
No, I won't have a mortgage anymore, so I'll still have it actually.
Yeah, you'll always have the mortgage,
and then I'll be homeless.
Listen, the good news is I'm buying a house next week, so we could always have the Stallion live with me. So before we get to anything, we're going to go ahead and remind you of a couple of things. One, as always, the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by Damage 365 Radio Network.
Everybody, this is David DiBiase, the Big Dog Man, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
As a reminder, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at All Night Long WP, Facebook.com/AllNightLongWP, and on Damage 365 Radio. And now, without further ado, we're going to break down into the most talked about segment on ESPN Radio today. Two idiots talking sports, better known.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee. Fish tacos are the tits.
That's a top 5. So,
do you want the NFL music again?
Yeah, I have to. I can't do this without the NFL music. It really pumps me up. Going into this week, what is it, week 7, right, in the NFL?
Yeah, week 7.
Yeah, week 7 in the NFL. A lot of weird stuff happened last week. My picks sucked. I sucked last week. The Stallion took a lead. Son of a monkey. Here we go. Tremendous. I can listen to this all day. So last week, I would say the biggest upset of the week had to be the Stallions' New York Giants getting one over on the Denver Broncos. The Giants marched all the way up to Denver, Mile High Stadium, and the Broncos did the job, man. The Giants were 12-point underdogs. The Giants came and beat them outright. I forget what the final score was. They beat them handily, though.
They took care of business.
They did. C.J. Anderson, I think he rushed for negative 43 yards. Trevor Simeon didn't really. I mean, Trevor Simeon had a good game on paper, but he didn't play well. Emmanuel Sanders got injured. Demaryius Thomas got injured. I know because they're on both of my fantasy teams. And Eli came in and did what Eli does, but even more important than Eli was Orleans Darkwa. What did you rush for, 140, I think, last week?
Yeah, big game.
First semblance of a running game the Giants have had since 1994. So it was nice to see them run the ball for over 80 yards. So listen, the outlook, what do you see the Giants' outlook is for the rest of the year?
Not good.
Okay. You're still no faith in the Giants?
No.
I think, though, I don't want to say it's a rebuilding year at this point, but keep feeding the ball to Orleans Darkwa and see what that kid can do. He ran good, and the Giants' line did not look terrible. So I thought that was a good win for them. What else surprised you last week? Anything?
I think there was a lot of crazy things, right? The Atlanta game. They were up by 17 points at the half on Miami, a team that really can't score, and then they lost 20-17.
Can't score, kind of like me in high school, am I right?
Damn it. You can turn the negative town here again.
Oh, okay. Get married now.
That was probably, for me, that was one, I think. That
Jay Cutler, bro.
All right.
Sorry.
Big Jay Cutler fan. So that was pretty surprising. And then, of course, the Aaron Rodgers injury, which you
yeah.
went through.